Not the best day for the stock market today, folks, whatsoever. We're going to break it down in this video. And of course, we're going to go over some stocks and a couple of earnings reports and what I'm doing overall in the market. So let's just dive into it. All I ask is if you find value, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe as well. We're almost at 26,000 subscribers. We're almost there, guys. I appreciate you all as always. And now, let's just dive into it. So the S&P 500 today went down 1.6%. Same with the Russell. And get this, guys, the Dow Jones ended up going down 1.8%, over 600 points on the day. As the NASDAQ, is the NASDAQ the one I'm missing? It went down 1.25% as we had the VIX go up over 5%. And gold and silver. Looks like silver went down about 0.25%. Gold's not showing the gain or loss here, but it's at right around 1907 announced right now. So yeah, clear red day today. Very clear rejection at the highs from the past couple of days. You guys can see here, SPY's been kind of, I don't want to say, well, I guess you can say peaking. We don't know if it's the peak or if we're going to break out or not yet. Time will tell, of course, but let's just say we've been seeing resistance at about 398,400, which if you guys have been watching the channel, this is a level that I've been talking about for probably, a couple weeks at this point. You guys can see if I zoom in a little bit here on the 4-hour, you can clearly see 400, 402, 403. This has been resistance. So we got rejected at that point for now, right? We're still technically holding a higher low if we are looking at this right here. Technically, you could argue, yes, we are holding a higher low. We're slightly above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Bulls could still pop here. You never know, but today was not the best day, obviously, at all. And the bulls didn't catch a break. We downtrended all day. In fact, we hit a fresh low at close, pretty much right before the markets closed. SPY hit 391, and we were at 400 to start the day. I mean, we were right around 400. So intraday, this thing fell down over 2%, and triple Q in the same time period intraday from the morning where it peaked at 284, it got down all the way to about 277. It lost roughly 2.5%. Not the best day at all, guys. And you can see triple Q here is clearly getting rejected at about 280, 285, which have we not been talking about that point? I mean, this has been resistance since the beginning of October, end of October. And right now, bulls could still push through, though. I mean, they're not completely screwed yet, especially on triple Q here. We're still above the moving averages and still above the highs from about a week ago. But if we start failing at 275, falling under that, then I'm going to say the bulls are pretty much screwed. So, yeah, I mean, let's see. This $10 window we're in right now, 275, 285, it is the moment of truth on triple Q, and of course on SPY as well, which is trading now between I'm going to be watching it between 400 to about 390. This is going to be a very pivotal point moving forward. And if we pull up crude oil, let's see what that ended up doing today. It's creeping back up a little bit towards $80. Actually, earlier I think it was over 80. Let me see here. Started the day at about 82.60. Now it's at under 80. It's at 79.30. It dropped intraday about 4%. So pretty volatile move, or volatile day rather. Wild move for crude oil today. And we can see clearly going back to that 4-hour chart. And if I zoom in a bit, we're still trading in this channel. We're still, failing at about $80, which 80, 82, that's been resistance for, a couple months at this point. It still is. And who knows? This could be going back to 70, low mid 70s over time. We shall see, guys. So let's pull up, the VIX very quickly before we do dive into some of these stocks. We have earnings. We had earnings from DFS and Smith & Wesson, which Smith & Wesson went up 1% on the day. You guys can see the VIX it had a good green day today, 5%, but it's still in a downtrend, so you got to keep that in mind. On the VIX, if this starts to get above 22 to 25, that's a range that we're let's just say we're gonna have to watch at that point. And SPY, one more point to make here. I just remembered, guys, this is potentially now putting in a lower high. If you guys take a look here, it's potentially putting in a lower high, but again, we're fighting at that higher low as well. So we're in a wedge on SPY here on the 4-hour chart, and probably on triple Q as well. Let me pull that up and take a look here, guys. And by the way, if you're finding value, hit that like button. I appreciate you all as always. we can see here, yeah, pretty much the same thing on Triple Q, right? So we have to wait and see what direction we pick, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as always. And like I said, we had some earnings today. Smith & Wesson, SWBI is the ticker, which has been in a downtrend. And quite frankly, even though it had a whopping 1% green day, it is still in a downtrend. And if I use the channel tool, I'm not saying I'm going to go short this thing, but looking at the channel tool, or looking at the channel it's in, looking at the past couple months has been a good time to, looking at what's happened in the past. Each time it's got to the top of this channel, it's been a good time to short it or to buy puts or whatever, which I'm not telling you to do that. Of course, please do your own research. Don't just blindly do anything that anybody tells you on the internet, right? But just looking at the chart, this looks pretty shortable right off the bat, but it had a pretty good day, and it's not really showing any signs of a drop yet. So let's see these earnings. We can see here, did they come? What the heck? Where are the earnings? Wait a second. They didn't even report earnings. Why do I have them here? Oh, my God. Guys, oh, my God. I'm such an idiot. Smith & Wesson's ticker symbol is SWBI. You know a company reported earnings today? I'm an idiot. It is SCHW, which is Charles Schwab. Oh, my God. Either way, what I just said on the channel, though, applies. I mean, I don't know why I thought they reported earnings. Clearly, they didn't report earnings. Brain fart today, guys. Brain fart. But, yeah, watch out for that at the top of the channel. I mean, I doubt Smith & Wesson breaks 10. Who knows? Or it's 10. It's at 10.50 now, but I doubt it breaks 11, 12. We shall see. I could be proven wrong. We shall see with the chart here. Now, now to go with the company, or to the company that actually reported earnings, Charles Schwab, guys. Let's pull it up. SCHW. Schwab here reported, and the stock went down 2.5% on the day. We can see here, I just feel like an idiot, guys, for that. Sorry about that, guys. We can see the channel's holding as of now. We can clearly see that, right? Oops, I butchered that. Let me redo that, guys. Hold on a second. But we can see the channel's holding. Let me clear the drawing set. And as of now, we are above the 180 moving average here on the 4-hour chart as well. And if you guys didn't know, Charles Schwab, the stock here has been trading near highs. I mean, or at least on the 4-hour chart, it just hit an $86.63 high, and I'm not sure that's near all-time highs. Let me double check though. Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, all-time highs on the stock is at $96. It's at $81 now. You know, it's pretty close. And when it hit 86, it was only about what, $10 away. So Schwab right now, let's pull it up and see these earnings. They reported 97 cents this morning versus $1.09 estimated. So they actually missed on earnings, and sales missed as well. $5.5 billion versus $5.57 billion estimated. So not the best sign there. We can see what else here. Anything on guidance, profit slips from record levels. Wow, so they were at record profits. Makes sense. New brokerage accounts, 931,000. We can see here, you know, anything on, I'm not seeing anything on revenue estimates or anything on guidance for EPS, but the thing is, guys, they miss on both EPS and revenue for the quarter, which you're not going to want to see that. Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's not the best sign of how the company's been doing in the very recent past, which it's the past quarter. And who knows, maybe in a year or two, we'll bounce back, or maybe next quarter, they'll beat EPS revenue. But at the end of the day, this is going to be probably a short-term reaction. You know, it's, who knows? I mean, this could tank even more. But in my opinion, guys, we saw the selling today after the earnings. All right, 2.5% red day. We got it over with. It could sell tomorrow, the next day, maybe next week. But at some point in the very near-term future here, I personally believe we could be seeing a pop right around here, 78, 80, 82, for maybe a move back to the top of the channel. So keep your eyes on Charles Schwab, Schwab Corp, whatever the heck you want to call it. This is one that just reported. It's down, but I feel like it could be an oversold bounce back play. We'll see if the technicals confirm. Make sure to follow along. Subscribe, guys, because we will be doing an update. We will be doing a follow-up on this stock. So another one, you guys probably heard of this one, right? Discover, I don't know why I said it like that. Discover, DFS, Financial Services. This went down 3% on the day as well. And this setup does not look good, in my opinion. You know, Schwab looks pretty decent. This setup on the flip side doesn't look that great. I mean, we have a bit of a head and shoulders playing out right here. You guys see that clear as day. It looks like now we're it's clearly a falling knife. Now we're trying to hold the lows from the middle end of December, which those lows are right around $95. If we do break under that point, guys, this could be slipping pretty aggressively. I mean, it's already oversold. It's a falling knife. No sign of a buyers coming in. It's hanging on by a thread, pretty much, right? $95 breaks. This thing's going to collapse, in my opinion. So I'm going to set my alert. Mark is at or above $95. Let's do that. And let me pull up the live news tab and see what this company did. So they reported EPS, and it looks like they reported, wait a second. Oh, wow. Good thing I caught this. They reported after the bell. So they closed down 2.9% at $102 a share is where they closed. And now after the bell, guys, they're down to $96. Oh, my God. They're down another 7% after the bell. Slaughter. This is complete slaughter, guys. 10% down move pretty much on the day for DFS here. So let's go back and see what they ended up reporting. Looks like they did 377 EPS on an estimate of 366. So they actually beat that, and they beat on sales, it looks like. So what's going on here? Probably something deeper that we have to dive into the actual report to find, which we're not going to do in this video, but looks like they did sales of $3.73 billion versus $3.66, so they actually double beat, funny enough, and the stock is gapping down 7%. But again, it's not just that simple. I mean, I'm sure there's something under the hood here. There's got to be that's causing the stock to fall that we're not just, seeing right here on the live news tab. But it says here results were in 2022 were driven by record loan growth and margin expansion. No kidding, huh? Factors that should sustain strong revenue growth into the next year. Okay, let's see what else. Anything else here that's standing out? Analyst says investors may be in for a surprise as earnings pessimism is overdone. U.S. stocks flat ahead of data dilute. Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with this. But either way, guys, DFS, double beat, gapping down 7%. What do you know? It's sometimes how the stock market works. So, yeah, I'd be watching it at about, $95. I'm telling you, if it gives at that point tomorrow, sometime later on, who knows, we could be filling the gap down at $89, $90. If that were to break, we're going to be at multi-month lows. We're not there yet, but we're keeping an eye on it. DFS, watch out for it, guys. And tomorrow, which we've talked about these companies a bunch recently, but tomorrow we have Procter & Gamble reporting, which today went down. Or actually, did they just report today? Am I mixing these days up today, guys? No, it's tomorrow. I knew it was tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we have Procter & Gamble, which today went down 2.7%, and clearly we have head and shoulders. I mean, do you guys not see that right here playing out on the 4-hour chart? We have the left shoulder. We've got the head right here. Boom. I butchered that, but bear with me. You guys get the point. Head and shoulders. We're under the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. This looks like it's fallen. Free falling kind of into earnings, and it's pretty oversold. So you know what this could be setting up for, guys? If these earnings surprise in the morning, they usually report in the morning, right? Yeah, if these earnings do, if they're decent, we could be getting a pop pre-market. Honestly, this is what it could be setting up for considering how oversold it is. So PG is looking to do EPS of $1.59, yeah, on revenue of $20.67 billion, which would be down a little bit, 1.4% year over year. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if we look at the chart, let's pull it back a bit. 3-year, we can see we have some higher or rather lower high action being made here. You can see that clear as day, right? And we just got rejected at 155, which is lower than 165, the previous high, right? And the previous high before that. So if we fail, if we start dumping under, I'd say, these levels at 142, 145, Procter & Gamble could start to see even more downside. But we're not there yet. So we'll see. I mean, this is good. I mean, really, this could go either way, like any stock after earnings. And we'll see. So keep your eyes on it. We also have big old Netflix, the big tech stock that you guys probably may or may not have heard of, right? They're reporting after the bell tomorrow. Let me see here to double check that. Yeah, after the bell tomorrow, they're looking to do EPS of 44 cents on revenue of $7.82 billion, which would be up barely, but still up 1.5% year over year. And Netflix has just been a beast performer since it's gotten slaughtered. Of course, it depends on where you got in. I mean, if you got in at 600, it has not been a beast performer for you. But if you bought at 160, at 200, at 250 even, you're up a ton. This stock has been doing very, very well over the past couple months, and it has the opportunity to do even better if these earnings come in hot. If they disappoint, it's a completely different story. If they disappoint, this could be gapping down lower 300s, maybe under 300. But if they come in hot, we break 340, that's where my alert's at. And you guys know Netflix, let me just show you if you haven't seen this. I've talked about it before. Netflix, back in, about a year ago, January to March, April of 2022, it played within 340 to about 400. That was before it tanked all the way down to 162. Now, if we get back over 400, guess what? We're playing back in that window. I think this could slowly fill the gap back to 400, where at that point, 400, it might be met with some more resistance. But all I'm saying is 340. If it breaks out of there, this thing could really start to move, at least in my opinion. And, of course, I'd love to know what you guys have to think down below in the comments. And you know what else is down below in the comments? The pinned comments from Mumu and from Webull. If you guys want some free stocks, you could get up to 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited and up to 15 stocks from Mumu. Each of those could be up to $2,000. All you got to do is use those links down below, read all the details, sign up, and you get some free stocks, guys. It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. And now let's keep on talking. So let's run through, we just talked about 4 companies there. Let's run through some other stocks on the watch list. What ended up moving today? What's going on? So Smith & Wesson had a green day. Macy's, 10 cent. Netflix barely inched out a green day today, 0.03%. And other than that, it was just red all across the board. I mean, Chinese stocks are giving back some of the gains. We have Baba moving down barely, but still giving back some of the gains. It was at $118, a couple of days ago. Now it's at 113. We have 10 cent TCEHY. This one actually had a green day, but it's a bit overbought. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see some selling pressure at about 49.50 down to, back to the mid-low 40s. There we could potentially continue the uptrend, but it's a little bit overbought here. Let's be honest, guys. Let's not fool ourselves. A lot of these Chinese stocks are up massively. 10 cent has doubled up in just the past 2-3 months. You got to keep that in mind. Best Buy, let's pull that up. BBY is one that's trying to break out of $87. We have the cup and handle. It's not playing out yet, but we'll see. Maybe it will in the next couple of days. Let's check on these meme stocks. AMC actually gave back a lot of gains today. 7% red day for AMC. It failed at 650. Happens. I'm not surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if it broke out either. I'm at this point, nothing shocks me, nothing surprised me in the stock, surprises me in the stock market because of what we lived through these past couple of years. I mean, if you went through 2020, if you went through, these past couple of years, you've got some experience under your belt now in some crazy markets. So yeah, AMC's down a good chunk intraday from 650 down to about 560. That's a big 15% drop there, guys. And we have GameStop. Let me pull it up. GameStop from 22.20 down to about 20.65 intraday, dropped 7%, right around, it looks like it's right around $20 and 60 cents after the bell now, down 5% on the day roughly. So these are giving back some of the gains from yesterday. Again, I'm not surprised. Either way, whatever way this goes, guys, I would not be surprised considering, again, the craziness that we've seen recently. And let's see these big tech names. Apple on the day, down 0.5%, nothing crazy there. Google down 0.4%, nothing crazy there either. Amazon down 0.6%. What else? Meta, which I think 1.7% red day. Microsoft, which they cut 10,000 employees. Well, they will be within the next couple of months here. They're going to get that done, which, I mean, get that done. That sounds really bad, right? But, I mean, that's what they're saying. But, the next couple months, they're going to be getting rid of all those people. I mean, that's the reality, right? Microsoft went down 1.9% on the day. And it's, at a point where it's pretty vulnerable to a drop. A lot of these tech stocks do look like, they're testing the longer-term downtrend trend line. So we'll see how it goes, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to know, as always. Don't forget, again, to get those free stocks from Moomoo and from Webull. Link down below. It's free money. Who doesn't like free money? And it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you all. As always, feel free to also check out the Patreon link down below as well. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.